Hello everybody, this is Jose and Chantilly's working the camera. We always have to do disclaimers. This is not a class, and whatever you do, you're taking the responsibility for your own safety. So if there's anything here, just to kind of keep in touch here. We've been doing some research and saw what other martial arts schools are doing on video and stuff, because this is new to us. Nothing I saw was really a class, maybe a little bit more so in Taekwondo and Karate, but then again, it's hard to kind of cater to everybody. Rather, this is a way for us to stay in touch and let you know that we're thinking about you. Hopefully, all this is helpful for your martial art training, so we'll get right into moves. Today, we're going to do just a little bit of Yawara. The focus on Yawara is going to be the fulcrum, and a contribution from Sensei Fairfield. He calls it Tai Chi-like Yawara. Some of the things maybe you can do by yourself. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to work escapes, and we're going to focus on the fulcrum. Okay. The fulcrum is the point in which your body is pivoting against their bodies. So it's really important to kind of keep this in mind. And where your elbow is going to be really, really essential. For those of you who've done class, we talked about how we escape from bars, and you have to turn your body. You have two bones in your arm, the radius and the ulna, and you want to get to the thin part so we can squeeze in between there. So I'll have Chantilly come on up. She'll get an outside grip. And again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my wrist. Even on that, there's a lot to it. A lot of times what I'll do is her fingers will separate a little bit more if I open up my fingers and then I relax and turn them. Now the fulcrum is going to be right here at the top of her knuckle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in against that fulcrum. Elbow hits the back of her hand, and then we step back, get into ready position, and you can look around and make sure it's fine. So one more time. She grabs. Open your hand. Turn real quickly. Line up your thumb with the opening over here. Push. We're going to push in, strike the back, and then we're up, and those are hands up, and we can scan. So if I do it one time in regular speed, there you go. The next one is escape from a cross grip. We'll go ahead and jump to the other side. Open up my hand, turn. Elbow is still, the fulcrum is right here on her knuckle. It's still going to be here. I'm stepping in. Normally I'd be looking at Chantilly, and then I step back, and I'm there. I was also learning on these videos, so we'll keep it short and simple, so you could run through all your escapes. So your first one, this would be Tai Chi-Jitsu. So it would be turn, step, get back, look around, cross one, we turn our hand up, we step in, we push in, elbow comes in, we step back. I'll do it from the other side. Grab, turn, step, move back, and we're out. Anyhow, that would be a little idea. You could do your entire Yawara board if you like to, just going through the motions by yourself. Most of you do not have siblings. If you have siblings, you can use your siblings to do something. Or if your family members are doing jiu-jitsu also. At the very least, you can train by yourself on some of these techniques. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit for your Nagi. We're going to do some setups. Chantilly showed me a video by Professor Jeff Lane demonstrating footwork for Nagi. I liked it. He's an excellent professor. Not exactly my speed, so I'll try to do what works for me and what I think would help my students. One of the things I'm using our bands. Maybe some of you have these around. Or you could use a tire tube, something that's rubber. And again, please keep in mind that they do fail sometimes, so there is definitely a safety concern on it. But those of you who would like to take a chance, I have my Focus Master. I don't know what you could use around the house. You could certainly use a tree out in the yard. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, go around, and normally you loop it through through the other end, and that would work with a tube or anything you want. And again, I have a nice hold on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the hold. So I know my first movement is going to be kazushi to get him off balance. So I kind of drive upward on it. Now, my footing is going to be one forward, one back. I know some people always start from the squared off position, but if you are engaged in having trouble with somebody, you're going to blade your feet anyhow. That's a police officer saying you're going to have a lead and one back. This is to protect your vulnerable spots. So anytime in a combative situation, your footing is going to already be turned, which helps you make the turn with less movement, economy of motion. So we're going to go ahead and get kazushi. You're going to step in just a little bit with this foot, and you're going to step back. You're going to come over your shoulder, shift the weight to the front of your shoulder, and lean into it, and you're going to push a little bit with your leg. So drop in and push. And that's it. So once again, we're starting from, as I said, a police officer would call this a bladed position. 1 foot lead, 1 foot here, not a squared off position. Just not very practical for the street. We're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is create kazushi off balance. So a little quick jerk up. Now you have to maintain this. This is wonderful because when you're with a real person, you have to maintain kazushi. Now, you're going to go ahead, take one little step in, step back, pivot, shift the weight to the front of your shoulder, lay into it, use your body, and throw. Boom. There you go. You could speed train this. It's a wonderful way for you can speed train. So it's going to be so. There you go. Okay. Now we'll do a shimmy technique. Yawara, nagi, shime. Shime means constriction. A lot of people call it our ground techniques. We're going to work on sankanku. Typically we do this from a throw, but it's not likely that it's going to come off of a throw. It's going to come off of ground fighting positions. We know that if you're on the ground and somebody starts getting a superior position, you're going to put your feet, your legs between you and your opponent. And we're just going to scrap our way into it. None of this is purdy and stuff. But we can definitely use it, not just for an advantage, but even though the legs seem like we're doing a defensive position, it's purely offensive. So, me and Chantilly are on the ground. We start grappling. I like keeping my feet in front of her. As soon as I get a chance, if I can slip 1 foot over the shoulders, I'm going to drop this leg in. If you notice that when I do this, instead of staying straight in front of her, I'm going to try to rotate as much to the side as possible. So her body is going in this direction. I'm kind of angled my body to the side. This allows this part of my leg, the tibia and fibula, to line up with her shoulders. Then what I want to do is I want to take this leg and put it directly behind my knee and come on down really hard. If I have trouble, I'll grab this foot and really shove it hard. And here is sankanku. I'll go for my bar and my choke, and that's a really nice. So the biggest part of it is when we're trying to get the angle here, when I go down, I don't want to stay in front of her. I want to turn to the side. Okay, now we'll do a reverse sankanku gatami. I like this one. It's just a fun little way of kind of setting it up. And this one is more practical from a throw. So I don't want to do too many throws on Chantilly, but I'll just stick to one very simple nagi. Maybe if I can get somebody else in here, we can really start pounding away at the throw. So, we'll go from this angle, so I'm going to turn my back to you. Kazushi, position just like a throw, right here, use my legs, boom, right here, and I lift up. Now from right here, I'm going to scarf this leg over the top, and I'm coming across her chest and set my foot there. Now, I'm going to hold on to this arm. I'm not bothering to reach back. Even if this was concrete, I'm not going to hurt myself because I'm coming down at a really low angle. This foot is going to come over here, lock in at the hip, rotate the arm for the pinky is up, and then lift my hips and bar. Okay, there's your fun move for the day. Thank you, Chantilly. Anyhow, let's just see how this video goes. I hope you guys enjoy it. Find a little something to do here and there. Please be careful. like I say, it's your responsibility for your safety and such. When I can't be at your house telling you this might go wrong. I hope you all have a good time. Please, if you email us, call us, or Facebook us, I will try to answer everybody's question on the next video. So we will absolutely take requests. I don't know if I'll be able to do everything, but at least I'll try to at least answer one or two of everybody's video, depending on how many people watch us. If you enjoy it, let us know, and thank you very much.